They can't even define what a woman is.
Oh, what is that? An icy? Yeah, that's probably a lot of sugar, huh? Good to see you. All right.
Have a beer win, as always. Yeah.
Well, I'm here. I don't know if the other one's out there.
I'm not pressed.
Okay, all right. It's good. All right, we'll say hi to everybody.
Let's go say hi. All right, let's go. What do we do next? It's like, let's go say hi to everyone. I guess we've got to say hi to everyone. I mean, what do I do next? Where do I go?
As you can tell, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is a special kind of weird. And if it weren't for his disastrous policies, deep-seated bigotry, and desperate need for power and control, it would be a whole lot easier to just treat him like the pathetic clown he is.
His reboot consists of about knee-high white rubber boots for Ron DeSantis. You remember those? When he was trying out for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad there. But
he looks like he's about to film Debbie Does Dallas.
So
I'm like a gaucho.
Yes.
Sadly, though, that's not the reality we live in. And we have to take whatever this goober says and does seriously, not only because of his influence over the daily lives of tens of millions of Floridians, but because his ambitions and culture war crusade go well beyond the state level.
We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
DeSantis delivered this mind-numbing victory speech after winning the governor's seat yet again in 2022. The same position his wife, Casey DeSantis, is reportedly vying for against MAGA loyalist Representative Byron Donalds in 2026. Now, on the topic of Casey DeSantis and her work as First Lady of Florida,
Hope Florida was designed by our First Lady, Casey DeSantis, to transform the way government agencies provided services to our fellow citizens in need. Rather than perpetuate dependence on a great society-style bureaucracy, Hope Florida seeks to use government to connect individuals and families to more than 5,600 faith-based community and private sector partners. Thank you to my wife, Casey, for her leadership and her ingenuity. Great job.
As you heard, Ron mentioned that his wife, Casey DeSantis, founded the Hope Florida charity back in 2021 as a means to, per their website statement, connect Floridians with private sector foundations, religious communities, and nonprofit organizations to wean them off of government-sponsored social spending programs, with the purported end goal being economic self-sufficiency.
And now Hope Florida is a model not only for the state of Florida, not only provides hope for Floridians, it is a model for this nation. So I would say this program, it's not about me, it's not about the governor, it's about hope. Because we're in the position to really legitimately help people succeed. And so you'll see us continue to double down on this because it's a righteous, worthy, good thing to do to help somebody who's struggling.
It's incredibly rich to hear a devout Republican like Casey DeSantis say this while her party is actively trying to gut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, SNAP, and other social safety nets that tens of millions of Americans literally rely on to survive. But just wait until you get a load of this.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis under increased scrutiny over millions of dollars supposed to be used to help struggling families, instead diverted to political committees set up to help the governor further his political agenda. CBS News has learned that $10 million meant for taxpayers was instead sent to the Hope Florida Foundation.
Would you look at that? A brilliant piece of journalism from the Miami Herald and Tampa Bay Times that alleged the taxpayer funds Casey DeSantis' Hope Florida charity received were not used to help people in need, but rather distributed to political committees controlled by Ron DeSantis and the new Florida AG that worked to defeat a ballot measure that would legalize recreational marijuana in the state. Listen to CBS News Miami investigative reporter James DeFeedy give a more detailed and damning review of what the reporting uncovered.
The state of Florida learned that they were being overbilled for Medicaid and that they were owed $67 million. And the Ron DeSantis administration told that company, okay, return $57 million to the Florida taxpayers and send $10 million to the Hope Florida Foundation. The money was then diverted to two political committees that then transferred the money to a third political committee, Keep Florida Clean, which was being run by then Governor Ron DeSantis' chief of staff, James Uthmeyer, who today is the sitting attorney general in Florida. And they used that money, it is believed, to fight the marijuana initiative. Money that should have been returned to taxpayers ended up in a political action committee controlled and designated by the governor to fight a political campaign.
Not only did the DeSantis administration fail to report that taxpayers weren't receiving the $10 million sum that was sent to the Hope Florida charity from the state's settlement with the Centene Corporation for overbilling Medicaid patients per state law, but the funds were federal Medicare dollars that should have been returned to the state in the first place.
Hope Florida and the First Lady claim that 30,000 Floridians have been moved off of welfare to being helped by private charities and religious groups. However, they haven't provided any support for any of that.
I could not tell you if Hope Florida, the operational arm, has done anything to assist Florida families beyond what state employees were supposed to already be doing. I was shocked to find out this week that other than this $10 million in illicit money they received, they'd only raised about $2 million so far in their entire existence, and they'd only written $500,000 worth of grants.
Republican State Representative Alex Andrade is leading the investigation in this bombshell scandal and, per Defeaty, plans to hold even more hearings in the coming weeks and is even threatening to subpoena the Florida AG if he refuses to voluntarily testify before the state house. This should be a wake-up call for anyone who still somehow thinks that money in politics is not an issue. And we also have to give a shout out to the local media in Florida for their excellent reporting. We'll keep you updated as more information comes in. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.